Barcelona's summer has felt like a high-stakes poker game where every card matters and every concession counts. The club that for years has been synonymous with footballing flair is now balancing ledgers as carefully as it once balanced passes. One late sale, one freed salary, one clause cashed in. All to squeeze players onto a roster before La Liga's cut-off. The urgency is not abstract. Officials are working against a clock to register Wojtek Szczęsny and other names still waiting for paperwork. A logistical headache that could rewrite Hansi Flick's early season plans. Behind the scenes, Barcelona's transfers read like a checklist of levers pulled under pressure. Young forward Pau Victor moved on and brought fresh cash into the coffer. A fee reported around €12 million that suddenly looks less like profit and more like an operational lifeline. Pablo Torre's exit to Mallorca is another example of hard decisions made to unclog the roster. A deal confirmed by the club that values the move at roughly €5 million and includes clauses designed to protect Barca's future upside. There are also those smaller but crucial taps of revenue that arrive at just the right moment. A sell-on clause on Jean-Claire Todibo's move has generated a welcome windfall, roughly €7.8 million. Money that was never planned for in pre-season budgets, but which lands like an unexpected rescue parachute. And then, in a move that surprised many, Barcelona finally converted its remaining stake in Francisco Trincao into cold, usable cash. Sporting's purchase of 50% of Trincao's economic rights produced about €11 million. A single transaction that materially shifts the arithmetic for registrations. It's not just about selling, it's also about pruning the wage bill. Contract terminations, loans and exits, from the mutual parting with fringe senior players to loans for promising youngsters, are part of a painstaking effort to create salary space that La Liga's one-to-one rule now demands. Names have moved off the books, wages have been trimmed, and some renewals were restructured specifically to reduce immediate commitments. This was not elegant finance, it was triage. Yet all of this financial engineering has a single blunt purpose: free enough room to register the men the manager needs. Contracts signed cannot stride onto the pitch until the federation logs them. A registration failure is not symbolic. It renders players unavailable and leaves a coach with gaps where there should be options. The question every club official, every press conference, and every anxious fan is asking now is whether the collated measures, sales, sell-ons, terminations, loans will meet the deadline. The stakes rise beyond balance sheets. They become decisions that shape matchday squads, tactical flexibility, and the club's early season momentum. From the players' and coaches' perspective, this is a psychological challenge. Training sessions continue, plans are sketched, formations practiced, and yet the invisible red tape determines who can actually be selected. For Hansi Flick, that means adjusting preparations, weighing the risk of starting a campaign without depth, and praying that deals already done translate into approved registrations. Fans watching the pre-season build-up have seen the optimism. Now they wait to see whether optimism will be validated by paperwork. There is another layer to this story: optics and long-term credibility. Securing emergency income through sales and clauses buys immediate breathing room, but it also raises questions about the strategy that put the club in this position. Is this a necessary recalibration of the years of heavy spending? Or a sign of deeper structural fragility that requires more than seasonal fixes? The short answer is both. One window's good business doesn't erase prior imbalance, yet these moves do matter. They determine whether Barcelona can field the squad it intended. As the deadline approaches, the narrative tightens. Will the last-minute arithmetic add up? Will Szczęsny and other pending names be cleared to play? Or will paperwork become the surprising opponent Barca must face? The outcome will shape the opening weeks of the season, influence morale in the dressing room, and set the tone for how this era, economically cautious yet still ambitious, is perceived. Registration roulette is almost literal now, a spin that could return reward or force the club to regroup and live with the consequences. Either way, the drama of Barca's summer won't be settled by goals alone. It will be decided as much in boardrooms and contract clauses as on the pitch.